You are listening to the Life Coach Business Podcast with Amanda Carlstad, episode number 154. Welcome to the Life Coach Business Podcast, a show for coaches who are ready to up-level their business and take their impact, leadership, and results to a whole new level. If you're ready to start taking powerful action and become the leader your business needs in order to grow and thrive, this show is for you. I'm your host, Amanda Carlstad, certified life and business coach and entrepreneurial leadership expert. Now let's get down to business. Hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome to today's show. I'm so glad to have you with me today. I hope you're doing fantastic. I just wrapped up a coaching call with some of my high-level mastermind clients. These are clients who are in the process of scaling their businesses, most of them from $100,000 per year to now taking their business to $250,000, $250,000, $500,000 per year, and even beyond that. We do have clients that are even scaling to $1 million. And as I was coaching some of these clients today, as they are moving through the process of taking their businesses to this next level, it was really profound, the conversation that we had today. And it was all about what it takes to really go beyond, to now take their businesses from where they're at. So for many of them, they're in a place where they have now taken their business to that low six-figure, multiple six-figure mark. So 200,000, about $250,000. And so now that they're there, they're also starting to see that the next level for them is right there. And so they're starting to now step into that even next level. And for most of them, that next level goal is to go beyond that $250,000 mark. So eventually 7 figures. And it was so interesting because what was presenting for them are exactly the things I talked to you all about in this podcast, and the coaching that I really deliver to you all in this podcast. And so I want to talk to you all today about the discomfort of growth and how even when you've grown your business to a high level, when you've grown your business to, let's say, that multiple 6 figures or more in revenue, so you've grown your business to that $250,000 mark, I want to talk to you about how growth is still required. And in particular, how it really becomes a new version of challenges, how it becomes a new version of what it is that you must overcome. And so one of the parts of this call today that really inspired me to create this podcast for all of you is that one of my clients in particular, and to give you a little bit of context, we have been working together for, I think, about 8 or 9 months. And his business, when we started working together, was doing pretty well. So when he came to me, it was late 2021. It was late last year. And I think at that time, he had generated $120,000 in his business for the year. So in 2021, I think his revenue was about $120,000. And he came to me because he knew that in order to get to the next level, that he needed a much higher level of support. He knew that he needed to really make some adjustments in the business. He needed to really do that inner mindset work, but he also really needed the tactical, strategic advisory and mentorship that I provide. And he knew that a lot of what he was doing wasn't working. And so as we've really dived in these past 8 or 9 months and really started to make the adjustments that needed to be made in his business so that he could actually scale his business, his original goal was to make $20,000 months, was to be at a place where he was consistently generating $20,000 per month. And I'm happy to say that here we are 8 or 9 months later, and this client has actually exceeded his goal. And in fact, he's actually on track to almost double his goal. So this past month, as of this recording, he actually generated $36,000 in revenue in his business. And if you do the math on that, on an annual basis, that's a $432,000 coaching business. So this is literally almost double what his initial goal was just a few short months ago. So I want to give you this context because this is extraordinary. And this is the work that we do. So this is all really, really exciting. And so as I was talking to this client and as he was sharing some things and kind of where he was at, what he was working on, one of the things that I have observed so clearly with this particular client is his dedication to doing the work, is how he shows up each and every day in his business powerfully. And as his coach, I've been able to observe this really closely over these past few months and to see the effect that this has had on his business and to see the success that he's experiencing right now. So I want to really take the time in today's episode to share this with you because it's so, so important. One of the key shifts that I've observed in particular with this client over the past several months is that no matter what, he does the work. And what I mean by that is that this client, when it comes to doing in the business, when it comes to the things in the business that actually move the needle in the business, this client has done such a phenomenal job of staying focused. He has stayed coachable to the things that actually produce results in the business. So as we've been working together, as I'm looking at his business in detail and looking at all different parts of his business, he has been so coachable to all of the feedback that I've given him. And I talked about this in last week's podcast. I talked about the topic of the importance of understanding and even more importantly, acting from the fact that in business, things are actually very simple. Business boils down to cause and effect. So in the business, in your business, there are only a certain few things that will actually move the needle in the direction that you want to go. But here's what I see happen. So often I see coaches who overcomplicate things, who are choosing to focus on things that, quite frankly, don't make any difference in the business. They don't actually move the business forward. They don't actually move the needle forward in business. And then so often the result of that, right, the effect of that is that they then wonder why their business isn't where they want it to be, or maybe questioning why someone else is having the level of success that they want, or they're questioning what they're missing, or any number of things. And so what I want to say about this, especially if you resonate with what I just said, and you might be experiencing this right now in your business, and if you are, you're in the right place, that is okay. But I want to tell you that you're probably not focusing on the things that actually matter in your business. So what do I mean by that? Well, the first thing, when you're growing your business, when you're under $1 million, you need consistent marketing. And that means consistently putting your offers out to people who actually want to buy your solution. So what that looks like is consistently growing your email list. It's consistently growing your audience. It's having consistent conversations with people who actually have the problem that you solve. It's nurturing people in what I call your business ecosystem with high value content. It's having a consistent practice and a consistent dedication to doing what really matters each and every day. And I will tell you, this client in particular, while he was doing a lot of these things before we started working together, the difference is that we have gotten even more effective in what he's doing. We've not only amped up certain things in his business, but we've optimized in so many ways what he's been doing. And so we've made a lot of tweaks. We've moved things around. He made new decisions. He rolled out a new business model. He revised the length of his program. He refined how he decided to offer his program, how he does sales, all of it. And did he make these changes overnight? Absolutely not. But that has been the effect, that has been the product of the last 8 or 9 months that we've been working together. And now he's at a point where he can truly scale. And I will tell you, one of the most important shifts, the internal shift that I observed so clearly as I was coaching him earlier, is that he's also now more fully stepped into and become even more of a true CEO in his business. And this is something that is characteristic of all of the clients that I work with, no matter what level they're at. But this characteristic, this subtle shift that I want to offer to all of you today is so significant. It's been so significant, and I can see the effect that it has made in his business. The dedication to the work, the dedication to doing the daily activities, the dedication to doing the boring work, the daily things in the business that actually matter. I will tell you, at our most recent in-person retreat, so for my high-level clients, each quarter I do a retreat for this mastermind. And at our last retreat, this same client finally decided that he wanted to make how he was showing up on Instagram in particular. He wanted to really just up-level what he was doing. Now, I will tell you, up until that point, it has not been a priority for him. But he decided that he wanted to make this slight shift in how he was showing up on social media and wanted to make it more of a priority. So things like reels, things like incorporating more video, things like that. And so while he was showing up before, he just decided during our retreat that he wanted to level up what he was doing in terms of his presence on Instagram. So this was one of his takeaways. It wasn't the main takeaway, but it was one of the takeaways. And that was just a few weeks ago. And so the reason I'm sharing that with you is because here we are. Here's an example of a coach who is in the weight loss fitness space, who is right now making multiple 6 figures in his business. Most recently just had a $36,000 month. That is only right now deciding to uplevel his social media game. And I share this with all of you for a very important reason and lesson. And that reason is that many coaches that I see are focusing on things that don't matter, focusing on things that aren't actually moving the needle in the business. But when you're focusing on these things, I see this as something that happens so often because it's also what's right in front of you. It's also what's out there on the social media channels. It's a lot of times what you see other coaches doing. It's coaches that you might even look up to, or coaches that you're following, coaches that maybe teach you strategies around that. And I definitely understand that because there's a lot of rhetoric out there about tactics. There's a lot of people teaching latest strategies on TikTok, on Instagram, all of the things. But I will tell you, for my clients who are truly scaling their businesses, and this isn't just happening once every few months, they're truly consistently increasing their revenue generation each and every month. These are clients who are generating $36,000 a month, $150,000 a month, $68,000 a month, $20,000 a month, even $10,000 a month. What I want to tell you is that where those sales, where that revenue is being generated is not from an organic social media strategy. It is not happening on TikTok. Where it is happening is through the implementation and the execution on a very simple but powerful paid marketing strategy that is literally allowing these clients to experience returns. And in this case of this client, 17 times of what they are putting in on the front end. I'm sharing all of this with you today because these are the things that actually matter. These are the things that actually move the needle forward for you. Real business strategies, systems in your business that allow you to grow your business to a high level. And having a dedication to those strategies and the discipline of what it takes to not only first implement the strategy, but then to stick with the strategy long enough so that you can actually optimize it and scale it. So it doesn't matter what niche you're in. It doesn't matter if you're coaching your clients on weight loss or fitness or overcoming habits or addressing relationship problems like another client of mine. This level of focus, this level of dedication, your willingness to show up every day and build what I call the machine in your business that I teach all of my clients, this is what allows someone to become aware of you, to see your brand, to see how you can help them and how you can help solve their problem. Because when you do this work and when you get this working in your business, that is when the sky becomes the limit. So I want to share this with all of you today because I know so many of you are in a place where you're growing your business and you have a desire to grow your business to a very high level. And what it takes to do that is a dedication and a willingness to show up, to do the boring work, to do the work that's required. It's doing the right work in the first place. It's to staying coachable and to finding support and making sure that you have the right support as you're doing this and being consistent each and every day. So it comes down to consistency, but consistency on the right things, not consistency with things that don't matter, true consistency on the things that matter. Like this client who has literally shown up, I will tell you, for every single group coaching call for the last 8 or 9 months, who has shown up for every single additional support call that has been offered in this mastermind, that has shown up for every single one-on-one session that we have had scheduled. He has shown up and been a positive contributor to the mastermind, to the rest of the group, to the rest of his peers, even when he felt like certain things were breaking in his business. So it's all about having the character and displaying the character of $1 million coach, even before you have the result. And I will leave you with this. Something that I've learned in this journey and that I talk a lot about in this podcast is that it isn't about the goal. And while the goal is important, what's even more important is whether you're committed to the activities, to doing the things that actually will create $1 million of revenue in your business, that create $250,000 of revenue or $500,000 or even $100,000. So while I know so many of you are committed to your goal, whatever that looks like, I want to leave you with, you must also be as committed to doing the things, to showing up, to committing to what is necessary, to actually produce and create that first 100,000, that first 250,000, that $500,000 and beyond. And if you're listening right now and you're not sure what those things are, I want to encourage you. In fact, I highly encourage you to reach out, to schedule a call, to apply to work inside one of our programs, because this is exactly the work that we do. Whether you're looking to make 100,000 in your business or whether you're in a place to scale to your first million, we walk you through this step by step. Because whatever that goal is for you, if you want to get there, we have to not only just focus on the goal, we have to also focus on the things that will make this goal inevitable for you. All right, my friends, have a beautiful week. I'll talk to you all again soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey, if you're ready for a real breakthrough in your business and want to grow and scale your business to at least 6 figures or more in annual revenue, I invite you to apply for my exclusive program, The Mastermind, at amandacarlstadcoaching.com/the-mastermind. I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Life Coach Business Podcast. If you want to learn more about how to build, grow, and scale your business and accelerate your results, visit amandacarlstadcoaching.com.